Power Rangers is getting an HD remaster upscale, but they're using AI. Is this a good idea for Hasbro to do? They had announced this weekend at their New York Toy Fair that they were going to be doing this with the franchise, and then they were going to be teaming up with Playmates to re-release Power Rangers on YouTube and Netflix in July of 2026. And they're going to try to do basically what Disney did in 2010, is just kind of upscale with modern visuals and a new intro and all that. So what's kind of your take? Like, do you think it's a good idea? Do you think we should be rehashing the same stuff? I know there's a lot of fans who are from Power Rangers that don't want them rehashing Mighty Morphin. They want to go into maybe Dino Thunder, maybe Ninja Storm, and stuff like that. So what's kind of your take on it? You said you hadn't watched it since you were a kid, you know?
I mean, I was a big Power Rangers fan back in the day. You know, I started with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'm about the same age as Power Rangers because I was born in 92, and I think 92 is when they started. I would say that I get why they're doing it because, you know, you want things to be HD and, you know, video quality from 92. You know, it's going to be a little rough when you're trying to get a new audience in on that. So I get where the idea is coming from. Now, I recently heard about this whole AI thing. People were talking about a different world. Got AI and the text in the background was kind of funky because the AI can't read.
Right.
So when it comes to things like that, I don't know. But I mean, if it looks good, because I mean, we already know that it's like stock footage that they took from Japan and then they, you know, adapted over. So it's already in a way kind of been adapted or in you know, taken over in one capacity and turned into another capacity. So it's not the first time we've done it. So I mean, I'm not horribly against it. I think that trying to make things look good for a new audience is a good idea. It's just you got to make sure it's done well. You know, that's my take.
My problem is, like, we shouldn't be rehashing the old stuff. I get it. The Mighty Morphin suits were one of the best looking suits that the franchises ever came up with, and if they're so iconic, that's why they keep bringing them back for comic books and toys and stuff. And like, that's what the most audiences connect with when they think Power Rangers.
Right.
But I think if instead of just taking the old footage and reusing it and repurposing it for something or a new show, why don't you just make a new show and just have the MMPR suits? You know, get new actors, reboot it from the beginning, start it over, and maybe make it for like a little bit older audience, like 13 and up, like the MCU kind of does. You know, where, you know, Marvel was kind of looked at as a kid's property for so many years. And now with the MCU, like, more adults are into it. It's got a big adult fan base. It kind of grew up with some of the audience. I think they should do that with Power Rangers if they ever want to bring the franchise back, because it's kind of dead right now. No kids talking about Power Rangers.
All right. Well, you know, they had that one movie, that live action movie that they made back in, like, what was that, 2016, 17, something like that?
Yeah, but they didn't do well because they wanted to, like, reimagine what the suits are. I mean, I'm saying, like, take the classic suits as they are, and then maybe age up the source material. Because if you look at Spider-Man, Spider-Man's got just as goofy as a suit as Power Rangers.
Right.
Iron Man is just as goofy. But the movies are able to take them a little bit seriously, you know. While the characters are comedy, they're grounded in a darker kind of, like, background, you know.
Right.
And so you can still have that, like, kids property and, like, age it up a little bit. And
I think the camp is, like, the hard part because Power Rangers is built around being campy, but that's also kind of like the appeal when you're a kid. You would have to get rid of the campiness, and I don't know how you get rid of the campiness and still stay true to, like, the essence. It's a weird balance kind of thing to do.
Well, it's like they got with Spider-Man. I'll use Spider-Man as another example. They got, like, a more adult cartoon on Disney Plus, where it's not, like, super adult and gritty, but it's for, like, a little bit older audience. And then they got the preschool version on Disney Junior. You know, you could have both, you know, but they need something, I think, for a little bit more older audiences if they want the franchise to come back from the dead. And they shouldn't be rehashing the older stuff.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I can see that. I would say probably maybe do a little both. Maybe a animated Power Rangers, perhaps. Have
That would
they?
be a great idea too.
Yeah. So that way they don't have to worry about aging actors so much so,
Hmm.
and you can do all types of things with the animation, and that'll probably help revitalize for a younger audience and maintain the enthusiasm from a more older and mature audience.
Yeah, you could do something like Dragon Ball Z kind of thing, where Dragon Ball Z kind of blends that line between kids and like adult
Yeah.
anime. You know, I would like to see something done with that because they got anime in Japan that has to do with like the Super Sentai and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they got Red Ranger on a different world that just came out. Everyone's loving that. If you did something like that with more like the Power Ranger stuff, I think it could work.
Yeah, I think a Power Rangers anime would actually be a good idea. I'm surprised they actually haven't thought of that, to be honest with
Right.
you.
So, but what is everyone else's thoughts on it? Comment below. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next one.